lovely and darling viewers, it's Jen here at Checkered Joy, and this time I am reviewing Hercule Poirot's Christmas by Agatha Christie. This is one of the Poirot mysteries. I actually listened to a BBC radio production of this, and I will post the information about who was starring in that, because I can't remember now. So I didn't actually listen to the actual book either. It was abridged and adapted for radio. I don't think that plays too much of a influence on the basic plot and story, though. I don't think they changed it that much. So this is a story that takes place on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day at this very rich family's estate. So the patriarch of this family, Simon, has called everybody home for Christmas. He has the 3 sons and his granddaughter and the sons' wives. They all come. We've got, the large staff. It's a big estate. On Christmas Eve, the patriarch of the family is murdered. And so we have Poirot and the police superintendent coming in to investigate and try to piece together who committed this awful crime. On Christmas Eve, no doubt. Like, who would kill their own family or their employer on Christmas Eve? This is a family that has tons of scandal in it and interesting stories. So the patriarch of the family, he was a womanizer. Like, he was married for several years until his wife died, but also he was cheating on her and was pretty blatant about it and did it a lot and has several illegitimate children, but he has 3 legitimate sons. One of them he's already cast out of his will, but calls him home anyway. He's got one son that is very dependent on him and he's not so pleased with, so he's threatening to cut him out of the will or cut his amount down. And then we have the good son who's very proper, does everything he's supposed to. Then we also have the child of his daughter who has passed. So the mother is out of it. She's gone. But the granddaughter comes to the state to meet her grandfather for the first time. The family dynamic and all the stories in here of each of these characters is really fascinating. The granddaughter is especially interesting because everybody else is British, but the granddaughter is from Spain. Like, her father was Spanish. She's coming and she's experiencing England for the first time, and she's just awed by this really rich estate. We also have the sons' wives, who are suspects also, and trying to match up everybody's stories of that evening, where everybody was at what time and what they were doing and who was with them to be their alibi. And then you've got the staff, you've got the butler that's been there forever, the local staff, and then the new guy who came in but apparently wasn't there that night. And there was just so much intrigue. I will say that this one definitely felt like Christmas, though. So there was tons of murder and chaos, and there's definitely a police investigation going on, but you've got the family dynamics. And this is definitely a Christmas story that focuses on what happens when you're stuck with your family because it's Christmas and you wouldn't really necessarily be spending time with them if they weren't related to you. And also we still have the feeling of like a Christmas dinner and trying to anticipate like the morning and the celebration, but also having Christmas morning celebrations when somebody died is also interesting. And different people deal with grief differently. So we have some people who don't seem quite as fazed by the death, and you're just like, is it because they're so excited that it's Christmas? Is it because they just don't deal with death well? Or is it because they actually killed the person and now they're like happy that they're gone? There's so much happening in here. As somebody who loves interesting, exciting characters, which is really, I think, Agatha Christie's highlights, is creating really interesting, vibrant, intriguing characters. This one definitely is up there. I did enjoy Hercule Poirot's Christmas. Let me know in the comments below if you've read this story or audiobook or the audio play or seen a movie version of it. It's Agatha Christie. There probably is one. Well, let me know what you thought of it, or if you thought of Poirot. I've also reviewed Murder on the Orient Express, which is also a Poirot mystery. So I'll post a review to that one in the description below, as well as other Christmassy books that I've read this year or past years because of Christmas. Peace out. I love you guys. Keep reading and Merry Christmas. Bye.